Hi, my name is Gunjan Bhattrai, and today I'm here to show you how you can bill your patients for services you provided and be able to be paid instantly. So to do this, you first have to click Create Bill. And here you'll be provided with two different options. First, you can choose to either enter the patient's 10-digit ID number, or you can choose to scan the QR code that is on their ID card instead. And these two options each have somewhat different purposes depending on your current physical relationship to the patient. For example, if you are not physically present in the same location as a patient, maybe you're billing several weeks after the fact once you've figured out what you want to bill for, or maybe you're billing when you're scheduling an appointment and they've called you, or for whatever reason you and the patient are in two different locations, then entering the ID number is probably the safest way to go. If you are in the same place as the patient, perhaps you're visiting your clinic or your hospital, then it might just be easier for the patient to simply just show their QR code on their ID card to the person doing the billing, such that the entire process becomes much more streamlined and it can be paid at the time of service. So let's just first examine what happens when you bill a number that does not exist. Maybe the patient gave you a faulty ID number, maybe you entered the wrong one. There could be a lot of reasons why, for whatever reason, you entered the wrong one. So let's just put in a bunch of zeros. As you can see, that ID number does not exist, and as a result, we get the error message that the patient was not found. And this is meant to tell you that try a different ID number, there could have been a mistake. So let's try one that's correct. 5, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 6, 7, 1, 1. Here we go. Now you found a specific patient. And in this case, the patient is me, but let's go for this. So if they put in a profile picture onto their account, then you'll be able to see that. You can see their name, their specific ID card. Of course, this name is only toward the primary beneficiary of the plan. Of course, if they have a family or there's other people covered under them, then you'll be able to see that information under a number of dependents. And that would help just in case, say, you are billing a person that is under the correct plan but may not be the primary beneficiary. Well, you'd have to check the list of dependents to make sure that it's the right person to avoid any errors in the future. To help you further make sure you're billing the right person, you can see phone number, their email, their address, and their employer name. And all these things should be helpful in ensuring that you bill the right person and massively reduce any risk of error alongside this process. So if it's the wrong person, you click no, and you'll be asked to go back to the screen where you either put in a 10-digit ID number or a QR code. Or you can click yes, and you'll be put to the next screen. So here is Create Bill. And here you'll be asked to provide some information. So there is a start date and there's an end date, which should be the same day if it's an outpatient treatment. And you'll be asked to put in either the treatment names or the codes for any medical treatment you are billing for and a specific price for that treatment. If you've already entered the services you're billing for and prices, this will automatically appear and you won't have to enter in a price. And that's meant to make things more convenient for you. There's other options too. For example, you can say whether or not the patient was admitted to the emergency room at any point of your interaction with them. And that's help calculate how much they might be responsible for as their out-of-pocket expense. And you're allowed to choose your payment method. So there's the instant payment option, which allows you to be paid within minutes, faster than any debit card, faster than any bank transfer, and pretty much the fastest payments you will ever receive in probably the history of US healthcare. The two caveats to this is that there is a fee associated with this instant option where it's 3.1% plus 30 cents of the total amount you are billing for. And it's also capped to $9,999 per bill. So those are two caveats when using it. Of course, there is our standard 1 to 3 business days option, which is either done using debit card or ACH. So fairly standard. And this is completely free and should be delivered to you in 1 to 3 business days. So all of this is by far much faster than the typical 49 days it takes for a doctor or hospital to be paid in 2020. So without further ado, let's make a bill. Let's say we're billing for today, which as of this video is July 16th, 2020. Let's look at our options. Let's say I'm going to bill for exploration, drainage, or removal of foreign body in, if you keep going, in knee joints. So this is what I am billing for, and that code is 27310. That one was already listed, which is why you have a price here. Let's list something that did not have a price. 58970. This is something that is not currently billed for, so all lower extremity prosthesis, foot, and flexible keel. I'll say this is 100. Of course, even if you already pre-entered a price, you can change it. Like, let's just say you're having a special discount for this patient. Maybe if you're doing like a discount or a promotion, so let's just say I drop this to $4.99. Of course, that's an unrealistic discount, but for the sake of comparison, you can choose to change these prices for a specific patient as needed. So we've clicked our specific payment method. Continue. So here you go. You'll see the name of the primary beneficiary that's being billed, the name, code, and price. So name will be the two things you are billing for, the code, which in these cases are the CPT and HCPCS code associated with these two, and the two prices. And your total bill will be of $599. You can choose to edit this and change these figures. Maybe you want to change this back to $15,000. Maybe you want to delete this bill entirely, or you can choose to share it with the patient. And you'll be able to see a host of patients that you'll be able to bill for with this platform right now. And as you can see, this current bill is the one that we just created that says exploration, drainage, or removal of foreign body and knee joint, and all lower extremity prosthesis, foot, flexible keel. Those are the things we just billed for. You can see this bill. And the status right now says shared because of the fact that the patient still has yet to accept it. So from here on out, what the patient has to do is that they have to go through the bill that you've just sent them. They'll be asked to either accept the bill if it's correct and reject it if it's wrong. If it is correct, then what happens is that the money will be transferred to you either within minutes if you click the instant button, or within 1 to 3 business days if you click the standard processing time. So if it's rejected, you will be notified of the fact, and of course, the patient is notified via email and via their phone or tablet, depending on where they've installed this app, whenever you sent in a bill. So what happens is that you'll be notified if a bill's been rejected, and you'll be able to change it up and be able to view the patient's feedback to be able to figure out where the right place or how to fix the bill. And that is how you bill a patient. It's an extremely easy and efficient process that should take you little to no time once you get the hang of it, and allows you to be paid faster than any other billing system in the country.